So you think he's scared of Meghan?
Of course he's scared of Meghan. He's terrified of her. I think he would have gone away a long time ago. I think she's completely controlling him. And you see now that he's absolutely used to being behind her, doing what she wants. She moves him with her hand on his back, so he knows when to go forward. He knows that she's always leads. And the other day I heard her give a speech for the Invictus Games. Well, that's absurd. What does she know about the military? What's her involvement in that? But she likes to speak in a mic. It gives her huge pleasure. It's like someone who's obsessed with sweets. She's obsessed with giving speeches. And Harry stands there. You say, get out, it's my place.
Breaking right now, fury amongst royal watchers that Prince Harry's damning autobiography Spare, full of lies about the royal family, including his own father and brother, has hit #1 on the bestseller list as a paperback, despite the Duke of Sussex adding no information. That revelation comes as Harry and his wife Meghan Markle try to put the obvious strains in their marriage to one side, making their first public appearance in 3 months during this video.
Thank you to both the Colombian and Swedish governments, the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the Special Representative of the Secretary General on Ending Violence Against Children for bringing us all together today. The first ever ministerial conference on ending violence against children comes at a crucial time and, quite frankly, should not be required. But here we are. We are at a crossroads where the urgency to reassess and redefine our approach to protecting children has become increasingly evident. While the necessity has always been apparent, it is now time to translate that awareness into meaningful action. So we thank you all for your attention to this critical issue.
My husband and I recognize today's reality is marked by greater connectivity and advanced technology, which of course has many positives, but which also compels us to better understand how digital violence against children is manifesting itself in this age. And at the Archwell Foundation, we engage with young people, families, and experts worldwide, learning how every aspect of a child's life, from their livelihood to their physical and mental well-being, now operate within an online economy that has the power to both shape and misshape our connections.
Our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer, Angela Levin, joins me now. Angela, wow. I mean, I felt like I could cut the tension with a knife between the two of them there. But what did you make of the first public appearance in so long from Prince Harry and Meghan at a time when they've admitted that they are going separate ways professionally?
Well, I think that it's all show. They want to actually make a good impression. That's why Meghan's got a jumper that's black right up to her neck. I've never seen her in such a sort of ordinary jacket. They both got poppies on. They're after something, and it could possibly be a house or something like that in the UK. But I think what they talk is absolutely impossible to understand. Talking about children, this thing that they've got parents network. She did one slot with one set of parents whose child had committed suicide after something on the computer. And it says like this, the livelihood to their physical and mental well-being now operate within an online economy that has the power to both shape and misshape our connections. What does that mean? It's absolutely nothing.
It's gobbledygook. It's woke mumbo jumbo, Angela, and the world is sick of it, to be honest.
But also, it's about their children. It's a sort of, they're using children as if there's something to do an experiment on. I mean, we do learn about how to bring up a child as it goes along, but actually they sound not human, that they're sort of objects that they look at, and then they thought about they both shape and misshape their connections. What? Do you mean you could be a good or not such a good parent? If so, say it. It's so annoying because it's such rubbish. And they look so superior about it all. And Meghan, on this first thing that they did with Parents Network, which was very moving for the parents who'd lost a child, she was telling them all about her. Well, for goodness sake, get out of that and actually be interested in them, not just yourself. I think it would drive people mad. How could she do that? And then pretend that they're sort of global leaders again. And there they are, trying to tell the world how it should operate. But it's a nonsense. They're going nowhere at the moment. Nothing's working out. And that's it. So that's why I think, in a way, they want to try and come to London. But I think the reasons for going there are not very pure. I think that Prince Harry needs to talk to his father, because that way he can sell what his father says, especially if he talks about his cancer. He'll earn a lot of money if he could get a few words out of that. Secondly, that if he does, he can exaggerate of what the king is saying, then there's got him to get the protection, the 24/7 protection against the Home Office, which of course is something that the king is responsible for. And if he says too much to Harry, or even a few more than a few sentences, then Harry can exaggerate it, and the king will be drawn into this terrible trying to get money out of the country. It is just too horrible for words. And I think as well, if the king did actually give in to Harry, and become more interested in what he's trying to get through, William will be absolutely furious. Harry will feel he's won, and William, who has worked hard and had the most terrible year, which we'll talk about in a minute, that he doesn't want to upset him. So all these things, I think, have a reason. A lot of people are writing now that they want to come back because they feel that they want the warmth of the family. I don't feel anything of that. I think that they want to get just what they want for themselves, because it's gone so badly in America, and they need to to get some more money, and they have more sort of presence. I don't think it's anything to do with really wanting to see them. Meghan hates the UK. She absolutely doesn't like the palace. And if she came over, she would want a very big mansion. That would be something that she could be very proud of. And that would be something else that they could get and swan around in.
Yeah, because she's not going to pay for it. She's not going to pay for it. Angela, the thing is, though, what we have to remember is Spare this week is back at #1 in the charts. Now, okay, fine. Harry didn't add any new information to the book. He didn't release a new chapter. But Angela, from what my belief is that he hasn't removed anything from the book, which means that there is lie after lie that he is perpetuating about his father, about his brother, the future king, to thousands and thousands of more people. So I just don't understand why we should be forgiving him just because he didn't add new information. The point is the information that is already contained in that book that he's now making millions from is a lie in a lot of cases.
Yes, it is a lie. And I think he's also doing it not because he has to, but actually it's a very cunning way of getting those words down that were there before and upset all the family then. But now they've had it, they've seen it, but he's just stirring it up again. This is what I said. Oh, I couldn't change it. They wouldn't let me. But of course, the reason that a lot of people have paperback is that they correct things. They take things out that are wrong. They don't keep them there. And they would have asked him to do an extra chapter. The fact that he said no doesn't mean that he's all being sweetie. It just means that he can say the same things that he said before. and nobody's going to actually punish him. We can say, well, I had to do it. But actually, anybody who knows how a paperback is published, it is there for you to make any X bits of words that you want to do.
The thing that is interesting, though, Angela, they are really struggling to cut through at the moment. So, sure, okay, the book's gone to #1, but if you look at the message, the new message, this is their first public appearance in 3 months, they thought it would have a huge impact. Actually, the world is turning away from that sort of complete woke nonsense. I mean, America has just universally backed Donald Trump over their guy, Kamala Harris, for example. Now, as a result, when Harry and Meghan make a video like that, back in the day, that would have made all of the newscasts, it would have made headlines in all of the newspapers. People look at it now and they just think, what are you talking about? I mean, woke has been declared dead in America, yet these two are hanging on for dear life.
Well, they don't know which way to turn, to be honest, I think. And it's fascinating, really, because they think that if they stay like that, people will come back to them and appreciate them. But they're very out of action now. In America, I'm told, I've never lived there, but they like people who want to work hard. They like people who want to put a lot in, but they don't sort of hang around with them. If they don't do something, they're off and they take no more notice. And Trump's son has said that he doesn't think his father will definitely throw Harry out if he's found that there are lies on the visa. But he says people aren't interested in them anymore. They haven't got any power. They're not interesting. And you can see with the A+ group of people, don't invite them to the parties anymore. That's just not on. They're boring and they're out of date and they're not doing anything. Nothing seems to be completed.
I know you're not a big fan of hers, but Tessa Dunlop, the royal commentator, and she's on the hard left, she's a woke-topian. She agrees with Harry and Meghan. Even she has written in The Independent this week saying that Trump's victory is what Harry and Meghan feared most and may drive them out of America.
Yes, and of course, because if there are certain things in the visa that have been wiped out now, they will be opened up and they would see what they've said about the drugs and all that sort of stuff. And if Harry has lied, they could actually get rid of him. I think Donald Trump said that if he'd done something very wrong, he would take action. But I think he's got a huge amount of work to do, and I don't think it will be the first thing that he wants to do. I think he's got a lot to do. And because of that, I think Harry might be a bit lucky. And Trump's son might be right that he can't be bothered with him because he doesn't mean anything.
Although I guess the point is that Trump was very clear he was also not going to protect Prince Harry.
Yes, he won't protect him.
And what's interesting about that, Angela, is that it's because Trump feels that the late Queen Elizabeth II, was betrayed by Harry. That's how Trump views it. He was such a big fan of the Queen, he can't believe that Harry put her through what she had to go through in the final years of her life.
Yes, I think he is furious with him that he upset her very much. She was very ill and he kept on nagging. He wanted more money. He wanted all sorts of, for her to do something about the 24/7 protection. And I think he thinks that it's a sign that he's got no respect for her or indeed for anyone else. I think he likes all the rest of the family. He likes Queen Camilla very much. He likes the king very much, but he adored the Queen and admired her, especially at her age, very, very, very much. And he's very, very annoyed with Harry. So we will have to wait and see. I think it's going to come up quite quickly now, but the result will be very interesting. But they're fools. I mean, he's a fool to put it in the book. An absolute fool. There was no reason for that. And I can't understand why, and no one sort of protected him from that and said, take it out. If you really want to stay in a country like that and you can't do it if you break the rules, why break the rules?
But Angela, he's
Makes
so
no
arrogant.
sense.
He's so arrogant. He thinks he's above the law and he doesn't listen to advice.
I think that's Meghan. I think he's very, very shy. He's very, very nervous, and he doesn't know what to do. So if Meghan says do this, then he'll do that. I think he doesn't make up his own mind anymore. But I think it's more being scared than actually not listening. I think he can't listen rather than won't.
So you think he's scared of Meghan?
Of course he's scared of Meghan. He's terrified of her. I think he would have gone away a long time ago. I think she's completely controlling him. And you see now that he's absolutely used to being behind her, doing what she wants. She moves him with her hand on his back, so he knows when to go forward. He knows that she's always leads. And the other day I heard her give a speech for the Invictus Games. Well, that's absurd. What does she know about the military? What's her involvement in that? But she likes to speak in a mic. It gives her huge pleasure. It's like someone who's obsessed with sweets. She's obsessed with giving speeches. And Harry stands there. You say, get out, it's my place.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true, Angela. Well, look, stand by. Don't go anywhere because lots going on with the real royals, especially Prince William and Queen Camilla. So much more from Angela Levin in just 1 minute. But first, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. He says they hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. Recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. It's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view, Lake told reporters. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. If this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, I'll be thrilled knowing I helped, Dr. Lake commented. The video has since gone viral. At first, it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then, it's racked up over 2.3 million views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting they look decades younger. One viewer even commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Go to bhmd1.com/outspoken or click on the link in the description box below. That's bhmd1.com/outspoken. Now, there is one thing Dr. Lake asks from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. So go watch the video, bhmd1.com/outspoken right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show. And Angela Levin, Prince William has had such a fascinating couple of weeks. There's a lot of concern, actually, around the toll that the past year has taken on him. And in South Africa, he looked, according to some people who were there, more drawn, although it does feel like his spirit is returning, Angela.
Yeah. Yes. It's very touching, isn't it? Because, he absolutely adores his wife, and it's very hard to manage when she's been so involved with what's going on and a wonderful mother and looking after him in every way and changing his whole behavior, because he had a very hard time when he was young, and now he feels very happy within their nest, and it's very difficult for him. But I think that it's extraordinary that he opened up. He doesn't like journalists asking him any personal questions, and if they do, he just cuts them off straight away. But this time he opened up in the most extraordinary way and told the journalists who were out there that it's been such a difficult year for him, and that the hardest year of his life, brutal in fact, and that he had his father to look after him, and he had his wife and the children to manage everything and to be heir to the throne, is very, very difficult and hung heavily on his back, really. But out of that has come a thread that I feel quite worried about, and that is to say that when he does become king, and he doesn't want this quickly, he doesn't look forward to his father's passing, not at all. But when it comes to that, he's going to be a different sort of king, and he's going to be much more open for the generations that he will be in. And he wants to be royal with a small r.
Yeah,
and
what did that mean, Angela? What did that mean? Because I have seen some people try and say that was almost like a criticism of his father. I mean, what did you make of this small r?
I don't think it's anything to do with his father. I think he feels very, very close and warm with his father. I think the small r is that he's not going to march around and be very sort of clever and here I am and I'm the king and don't come anywhere near me because I'm so important. I think he doesn't want to have anything of that. And I think that was shown in his terrible jackets that he bought in a second-hand shop.
Oh, you didn't like them, Angela. See, this is, sorry to interrupt, but this is fascinating. So William's style at the moment is really dividing people, because I really like it. I love the beard. I love his new fashion, but I've had debates with friends who say, no, this is a terrible look. So you don't like it. You don't like this new look.
Oh, no, I think it's absolutely terrible. And I think with the white shoes, it just didn't work at all. Now, the reason for that is trying to be too woke. It's all woke, isn't it? And I think that's not possible when you are a king. You have to have, I think one of the reasons why we like the British royal family is that they don't tell you everything about their lives. You don't know too much. You respect them from afar. And I don't know whether the next generation will feel that's very important as well. I don't think you want to know everything that people feel and all the small bits and have them too close. I mean, what William is doing now, he's brilliant at talking to people and helping them, our children and adults who are ill, and running around and doing all that accessible, which I think was important after Queen Elizabeth died, because things weren't necessarily so easy to get involved with. But I think now it's gone much too far. And I think it's wrong. You've got to have a certain dignity. You've got to have certain things that are important as a king when it happens. And I think, or as your heir, I mean, people come from all over the world looking forward to you and to discuss things. And I think that if you go looking like that, you've lost a lot of respect from people.
Good news on the Queen Camilla front, though, Angela, because there had been some real concerns over the fact that she missed Remembrance Sunday, but it looks like her illness, her chest infection, and goodness me, I know there are some nasty chest infections going around at the moment, but it looks like she's recovering.
Yes, it does. I mean, it was very interesting because she came down with the book awards this afternoon and said that she didn't want to miss it, but she is not going to anything else. And she said she's still got quite a cough. Now, that's quite right. It makes the excuse for many things, because if you are coughing away and you've got a husband and a daughter, well, stepdaughter-in-law who are not well, you don't want to give them any sort of germs. But she looked quite keen coming down and going in to help choose the best books of the year. And I thought that was quite a relief. I did watch her documentary about...
What did you think?
I cried all the way through, actually. It was, I'm going to start now. It was so moving. She was brilliant. She could have beaten any journalist of getting information out of people in the nicest, sweetest, kindest way. And there were all these young women who'd had terrible lives and been treated abominably by their partners. And she knew what to say, how to say it. And then there were various parliamentary people there who were saying that she's absolutely wonderful, which you wouldn't have expected. And I think that she's done extremely well. And she's very keen on this. I went with her to, the first thing I went round with her to was to a terrible place where people had been raped. And I thought it was absolutely astonished that she wanted to take a journalist around for the first time. And I thought to myself, oh, I can't understand this. You don't have a royal who wants to take you to that, because how is she going? What's she going to say to them? You can't say where have you been on holiday or any of things like that. And she went there, and I asked, you have to get there earlier before the royal arrives. And I asked the young women there who looked very, very taut and unhappy. And I asked them how they felt, if they were pleased. And they said, oh, not interested, not interested. Anyway, when she arrived, she came in round the back, up a ladder, through a window. And she would burst out laughing because she didn't want any press to see her coming in through the front door. And she was roaring with laughter. She wore grey, so she didn't look sort of as if she wanted to stand out. And she went round, she talked to every one of these women, about 30 of them. And I went round afterwards and said, what do you think? What do you think? And every one of them said, I've had therapy for 6 months, but she's helped me more in 10 minutes. She's got a very good knack. And then you think, no wonder that King Charles has fought for her, because she's absolutely brilliant with that sort of thing. And the women there who spoke to her were very grateful for her to talk, and she made it very easy. They didn't feel that someone was stamping on them or trying to get too much out. It was absolutely fascinating. So, the side of her is extraordinary, really, absolutely extraordinary that she could do all that. It's on the top of what she wants to do.
Oh, and it is so lovely that she did re-emerge, because, of course, at the moment, given all of the royal illnesses, anytime there's someone off the stage, we just worry a little bit, and we sometimes worry whether we're being told the full truth. So great news to actually see and hear from Camilla today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Angela Levin, so brilliant. We will speak later in the week. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.